behavior and moods and attitude and all this rules of the ethics, whatever culture that we have created, does not prevent us from being spiritual. I have 3 examples to give you. They say Abdul-Baha was in US somewhere. I'm pretty sure this is in Mahmoud's diary. He's translated the book. In one night, Abdul-Baha was a guest on some of the Baha'is, American Baha'is, I think. And one other Baha'is, they had some message. They came to the house, as usual is the way, the English way is. I'm sure it still is in Australia or in Canada, some other place, in England for sure. He was kept in the living room while these people, they were eating their food in the kitchen. Abdul-Baha started to feel bad. He said, cannot he come down on the table? They said, well, the culture here is not like that. Abdul-Baha said, break that culture. Bring him over. He came on the table and Abdul-Baha shared his food with him. He said, please have some with us. Why? Because there was something spiritual was urging in Abdul-Baha. So that has to take precedence over what we think the rule of the behavior should be. You know, another example I have, the story of Abdul-Baha again in Chicago. Well, I guess before a meeting, Abdul-Baha had to go to talk. He saw these kids were playing, and one little boy, I don't know, one child was black and wasn't playing with them. He said, "Hey, come on," and he made them all to play together. Played with all of them. Other Baha'i, they come and says, sir, there's a lot of racial tension here. And we can't be together. People are object. Abdullah says, I have not come here to follow those things that people are saying. We have come to change it. Learn from these children. They don't see themselves black or white. We have to learn from them. So we have to break down these conventions and all that when it's taking over our spiritual power. The spiritual power has to take the priority. And the last example is when Abdul-Baha was in Israel. Lua Getzinger, very respected, hands of the cause of God. She comes and she says to Abdul-Baha, you know, I like to serve, become like you. Abdul-Baha says, well, very good. Today actually I feel ill and sick. I had to do something. You may just do that for me. And Lua says, yes, master, I will. He gave her some kind of address to go. And as she goes, she found the place that she's going getting really worse and worse, like a real serious slum. The road is dirty, the houses are dirty, people are sick. She got afraid. She said, probably master sent me the wrong place. He comes back, Abdul-Baha says, you're in the right place. You want to be like me? That's what I do. So this time, Lua was very, respected English lady. Imagine her cleanliness, her clothes and everything else. But she broke the convention this time. Went there in those areas, found this old man and took care of him. So this is very important that spirituality should take over and break the customs wherever is necessary. Because nothing is written on the stone. Sure, nobody should call in the middle of the night because it's definitely not polite. But you have the phone, and your brother somewhere is in the streets, God knows where, is calling you that I'm stuck, and it's 3 o'clock in the night. What do? Swear at him? You're angry at him? No. You get up. You try to go to help. That's what I'm trying to say. Although it's not polite to call it this time, definitely it's bad to cause problem for people, wake them up. But if emergency comes, how are we going to change ourselves, adapt ourselves to the situation? We should. We should do it all the time. So, I'm referring to my notes on this matter. This Euclidean attitude that we have, it has become spontaneous. It is a part of it. The trouble, the rain, the flood, the earthquake, they don't tell us when they're coming. They're coming whenever they're coming. So we have to learn to be spontaneous when it's necessary. I've written here, if you really want to associate in a spiritual level with the people, we have to get rid of this political, bureaucratic, diplomatic, so far superficial behavior and using this meaningless word in the relationship. The guy hates you. He says, oh, I missed you. You're a valued customer. Your call is very important to us. It's all economical cheating, economical, embezzlement. And now we're learning those things and we're trying to apply it in our daily life. You have to have meaning in what you say. Words are good. I'm not saying they're bad. But there's no meaning to it. You hate him, but you still say those things to him. You don't need to. It makes us hypocrite, So if these things, these behaviors, that we have, bureaucratic behavior, official attitudes, replace the real feeling that we have for each other, and we just use this and we think that we've done the right things, we're going to go down, okay? And finally, I'm going to say that at the highest spiritual level, which is attributes I've mentioned right now to you, such as a spiritual understanding, I mentioned many of them today to talk about simplicity. When you put all of these attributes together, just like the spectrum in the prism, light comes, the visible light comes, and goes to the prism, it becomes in many, many, many colors, 14, 15, 16 colors. Ranges from blue to red, violet, indigo, orange, yellow, all that colors. All of these colors, they're bright, but if you mix them all together, it becomes one color of white. All these attributes that we have, generosity, giving, bravery, forgiveness, servitude, humbleness, when you put it all together, it becomes love. Love is that essential attributes, the essential quality that actually breaks down into all of these attributes. So once you unlearn all of these things and you create many attitudes in yourself, then you feel love, because now you've created enough, put them in enough of these attributes together, enough of these dimensions that you've created that one great feeling of love. It's in there. And such peoples are so simple. I don't know if you've seen them. They're saying stories from Hands of the Cause. One of them was telling me that he met John Roberts, and he thought he was going to be a big this guy. He said, I saw him, was so simple, this guy, so downtrodden. Just didn't look anything like I was expecting, because the evolution of the spirituality, it creates that feeling of simplicity in you. Everything is so simple. You're all that feeling, People come and feels you. They feel you. They can't grab your quality, but you demonstrate it. They see it. That's how they come around you. You become like children, the spiritual people, at the highest spirituality. If you look at some of the pictures of Abdullah, he looks like a child. I look at the picture of Bob in Holy Land. He looks like a teenager, he's crying almost. That's what it is. Simplicity of the spirituality, because it's so simple. It's just one thing, I think God is simple. That's what Jesus says. You have to become like children in order to enter the kingdom of God. It's a big word he has said. He has said a huge word. It has to be written in gold. Muhammad, by the way, says the same thing. He says most of the denizens of the paradise are simpletons. People are so simple. They don't know A to Z. Because spirituality is a shortcut. The end of all of this complexity of the books that we read, all of it is what? To have certain attitude, certain qualities. So we're generous, we're kind. That's the end result. And if you're in love, that is spiritual love, you got it all. That's what it means. The knowledge is one point. Just like the visible light is a one point. Multiplied, this is by the foolish. I think this is the word of Muhammad or the word of one of the Imams in Islam that Baha'ullah is quoting. So the trend of the material world starts from simplicity and becomes to complexity in half a circle. And from there comes to the human being. It touches the universe on the other level of existence. He continues the other circle. If he completes the other circle right to the end, the circle of the spirituality. Material half circle to perfection, and from there, its perfection is that from complexity has to go back to its simplicity. Very well, time is 12:07. I think I've spoken about half an hour. I hope it was useful. I apologize if it's not. But that's how much I know. Very well. Talk to you later.